I had to cut the other one short because it would not flip over. Ugh. Back at it today. A little bit more to go. Mostly, we're just here to get the pumpkin night done, because I need to get him done. Because I have been excited for him to arrive. Now that he's here, and that I finished my Space Marines, I need to get him done. But get my Drider done over here. Herring on. We're gonna have to actually prime that Chimera soon. But first, the most important thing for me is the pumpkin night. He doesn't really look like much right now, but I've been really excited to get him. Basically, my idea right now is I'm going to do a base coat of bronze just to get him, or brass in this one, just to get a little bit of a metallic shine, and then I'm going to do a thin coat of orange right above it, just to give it more of that metallic pumpkin feel is what I'm hoping for. So we shall see how it all goes. Yeah. Just hello, how's it going? Pardon me, everyone, just trying to get this guy done. What I'm trying to do is I want to do a base coat of bronze underneath, and then I want to get thin down some orange to make it into the pumpkin night, but I want to give it a metallic sheen, so I was thinking getting a thin thing of orange underneath would be, well, on top would be good after making it metallic. Besides that, though, how's everybody been doing today? Also, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Lavinia or Lavinia? I don't... The accent's throwing me off, so I'm not sure which eye I need to focus on there. I do apologize. I only speak 2 languages, so I could definitely be better. But I really just haven't had the time to learn more than just 2. Okay. I think I can call that good for now. I'm gonna get some orange out. See how thin I can get this down. Okay. Super thin layer of orange. Let's see how it goes. That's it's definitely thin. Pardon me, man. That's just how mini painting goes. All I'm trying to do with this guy is just turn him into a pumpkin knight. There's not going to be a whole lot of excitement. I do apologize. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry. It was off to the side. I was trying to get some paint on my wet palette. I just can't. I just didn't want to move my phone all the time because there's only so much I can really do. So it seems, man, with streaming on shorts in this format, people come and go really fast. So sometimes I'll get people in here. Other times I just get one person, sometimes zero. That's just how streaming goes. Besides, I'm not exactly that big of a YouTuber. I think I've got like 70 some subscribers, and I had 50 not that, like 1 or 2 weeks ago. So I'm not exactly all that big. So I wouldn't expect myself to have that much of an audience whenever I stream. I mostly just do it because I think it's a little bit fun just to document all of this. And so that way, a few of my friends who do know that I have my channel can just hop in whenever they have a chance. That's just how it goes, man. I've got a small channel, and I don't have that much of an audience. So, if there's only one person watching, there's one person watching. Sometimes I have no people watching at all. Like I said, I do this because I just want to document me painting all this, because I didn't start painting until this year. So, figured I'd have some fun with it. Okay, a little too thin on the orange, so we're gonna change it up. Oh, the dragon? I don't have a dragon. If you're talking about this thing, I got a little cockatrice in the back, the dragon chicken, but I don't have. I'm gonna have to mix the paints out to do him right. Thank you kindly. Take care, man. Hope you have a good day today. Okay. Leave him off to the side. get some primer thrown on this thing. Okay. Call that good for the primer stuff, at least. Okay. We're gonna get started on that mimic while I got a chance, because I've been neglecting him for too long. Okay. Snuff brown. Try to get some of those teeth painted up. Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it. Selection Papa. That's just how things go, though. But I appreciate the compliment. I really do. Yeah. No, this one I got as a thank you from, where is she? Basically, I ordered this mini off of a store from Etsy. That combined with another one, sorry. And I just happened to, they gave me this as a thank you. So it's got a little human heart and a couple of hearts coming off it. So it's a little cute. So I just wanted to paint him up because I think he's cute. I want to get the hearts out there. And I want to throw him at my party during D&D. I also can't find any Freyren minis, because I would have liked to have at least tried to paint up Fern and make her an NPC like wizard. Mimics? Mimics are just a fantasy trope. They're just not common in anime. Not as common as I wish they were, because I love these things to death. Yeah. Yeah, no, this was just a courtesy mini from an Etsy store I got after I bought a different mini. He just came with it. I thought he was adorable, so I want to get him painted up. Thanks kindly, man. I do appreciate it. Yeah, however, I'm going to let this dry for a bit, because what I want to do is I want to do pink on the hearts, and then I want to get some brass. Just do the metal outlines and the rivets. That's going to go there. I also want to check on this guy, because this guy's proving difficult to paint. Because I wanted to do, what I did was originally just a brass undertone. Then I tried to get like a thin layer of orange above it, just to see if I could get a metallic sheen through, and it really didn't work as well as I would hope. So I think I'm just going to have to dry brush some of the brass on top of just a thick layer of orange. Oh yeah, for sure. I just don't know who would actually fit. I think I've got a human in here that might actually... Yeah, something like that. Yeah, somewhere around there. Just got to work on it. I've never worked with the orange I'm using on this guy, so I'm going to set him over there while I get some more orange out. Because different paint, different texture, and all that jazz. So, gonna see if I can save it. Ta-da. All right. Oh, the little pin back here, that's Sableye. That's my favorite Pokemon. My friends bought me that pin for Christmas this year. Well, last year. And so I just keep them over the blades for my hobby knife back there. There's a reason why he's also on my new channel page character, just because I like Sableye a lot. It's my favorite one. Thankfully, there's a small community who seems to also love Sableye, so I don't have to worry about never finding anything cool with him. Oh yeah? I mean, he was good. Sableye's stats aren't the best, but it was a Ghost Dark type, so before Gen 6, he had no actual weaknesses. And that I appreciated a lot, which is why I used him a lot back in Gen 3 whenever I play him on the Emerald. But that was a long time ago. I still do pull out Emerald and I'll do a replay and I'll throw Sableye on there, but it's only from time to time. for the most part, if I want to get through the game with just a Sableye, I tend to be exceptionally evil, because I'll use Flash, Double Team, and Nightshade to take out just about everything, and then I'll use Night Slash to get some extra damage in for something that can't be hit by ghost types. Oh, fair enough. Most of the time, because I can't find my DS, I normally just play on an emulator on my phone just so I can relive the days of playing Emerald. It's not the same just because a phone holds different on an emulator than an actual DS, but hey. I'll take what I can get, because buying another DS in this day and age, eesh. Ah, fair enough. Never been to an Asian country. I've lived in the US and I've lived in Mexico, and that's really my life experience in a nutshell right there. I plan to visit one in the future. However, that's going to take a considerable amount of money that I do not have. So, it is a goal to one day go, because I would like to go to the Pokemon Center and get like a Sableye plush there, just to say I've gone. But it'll take a while before I can. Probably, gosh, I don't know. I'd say maybe within the next 3 years it'd definitely be possible, but it'll take me a long time. Just because right now I'm trying to pay off some stuff here stateside before I head out. Like, I want to finish paying off my car, so that way I can save up some cash and I don't have to do a monthly car payment every month. But, we shall see. It'll take some time. I gotta figure it out. Till then, just here to chill between my days off from work. Okay. That's kind of coming together. Man, this orange is weird. It's not... It feels thick, but it doesn't. Honestly, my back does get into a little bit of pain if I stream for like 3 hours, like I did once doing this, just because I gotta hunch over and angle myself right. But honestly, it's not too terrible as long as I just stretch it out afterwards. But it does take a toll, and it definitely does hurt if I'm not careful. Yeah, because this orange is... Because the only orange I have is... Hold on, let me grab a bottle. The only orange I have is this Troll Slayer orange from Citadel. And it kind of works. It's just a lot thinner than I expected, so when I thinned it down like I normally do, it's kind of just splotchy at best. which is hilarious because I decided, oh hey, I got a pumpkin night. You know what'd be good? Let's use this splotchy paint and mix it with this splotchy paint and see if I can get a full even coat. Lessons have been learned. Lessons have been learned. But that's just how it goes sometimes. You live, you learn. Live, laugh, lobotomy, you know, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, it's some sort of pumpkin night, so it's supposed to be like jack-o'-lantern on the head for the helmet, jack-o'-lantern on the giant chest. He's got a vine growing up his sword. So what I wanted to do was like orange with some brass on the armor, and then just green for the cape, and then his arms for the wrappings in between. Just to make it look like a real pumpkin came to life and was turned into a knight. I don't know, I saw the mini on Etsy and I thought he was just really cool, so I wanted to get him. Now that I got him, I gotta learn how to use orange and not tear my hair out, because this is not layering nearly as well as I would hope. Oh. But with enough layers and enough trial and error, I should be able to get him. My hobbies generally, I only just got started in mini painting this year. Normally, I just like to draw. I like to do disc golf, which I'm going to head out with my friends and do later tonight. I like to read a little bit. I do watch anime from time to time. And then I like to... Sorry, blanked out there for a second. I also like to lift. I go to the gym quite frequently so I can lift and get everything out. Yeah, that's, for the most part, my hobbies. I started this whole YouTube channel so I could make video essays about anime, so I could rant, because a few of my friends watch anime, not many watch, but you know how anime is. People watch some of the ones you've seen, but they haven't watched all of the ones you've seen. And sometimes when I want to have one of my autistic rants, I want to be able to rant, edit it, and just get it off my chest, so that way I don't have to tell my friends about an anime they're never going to watch and why I thought it was bad or okay. But that's just how it goes. I didn't even pay attention to the anime awards. Who won this year? Was it something that actually deserved it, or was it just kind of meh again? Because I've never been the biggest fan of Demon Slayer. I know why it wins, but I don't think it's any literary masterpiece. I don't know. If there is an anime that I think should win right now, like, I'm trying to think. Because I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention. Because last year I watched Apothecary Diaries. I thought that one was really good. Solo Leveling Season 1 was meh. And I've read the manhwa, so I do like Solo Leveling. The problem is Solo Leveling is mostly just a power fantasy. You acknowledge and know it's a power fantasy. And it was carried by the art direction and like how phenomenal the art was when it was first like drawn. For anime that's gonna win, let's see. Gosh dang. I would think out of the anime that deserve it, Frieren would be one of the better runner-ups, just because Frieren, for the most part, united the anime community and everybody was watching it. Solo Leveling is... I liked Solo Leveling when I read it. Watching it as an anime, I can see why people who are anime only probably aren't the biggest fan. Because again, Solo Leveling is essentially just everything is going to hype this guy up as he becomes stronger, and the art direction was just so god tier that you wanted to keep reading because it was so beautiful. Watching Solo Leveling, especially season 1, it was meh. But besides that, yeah, I do think Freyrin should win if they do an actual anime of the year again, just because Freyrin knew how to take its time and it had its pacing. But the story beats hit where they needed to hit, and I think that's something that a lot of anime just don't do. Is there's not a lot of setup, there's not a lot of payoff because they don't have the time to set it up or do it right. But Freyrin actually knew how to get you invested just enough that when anything happened, you just went, yeah, no, I get it. It was an anime that forced you to be introspective, to pay attention and follow along. And I think that was its strength. Whereas we're so inundated with battle anime, having very little plot, that having something that forced you to be introspective really hit people in the feels, I think. I mean, Demon Slayer won Anime of the Year once, and Demon Slayer is not a good... It is a serviceable story at best. So if Solo Leveling takes it, I won't be surprised. But that's because you got the same people who don't pay attention to story who will watch Solo Leveling. Just because some people don't care about the story. They just want something that's all about battle and nothing else. Because if I were to say, like, the top 2 runners-up from last year to win Anime of the Year, would either be Freyrin or Apothecary Diaries, because those 2 were actually good. Yeah. But that's just, again, that's just the game we gotta play with anime awards in general. Because you got a lot of people who just watch anime not caring about the actual story. More of, are the fight scenes flashy? And that's why I don't like how a lot of anime discourse is focused nowadays. Just because Demon Slayer got a lot of people to go, oh, it's flashy, oh, it's good. Oh yeah, no, Apothecary Diaries is well worth a watch. I highly recommend it. Just because Apothecary Diaries isn't based on action, it's just a good detective story that has comedy that lands. The comedy with Apothecary Diaries is actually interesting because it's very interpersonal. But because it's interpersonal, it doesn't focus on just a spectacle. It has a setup, a build-up, and a payoff. And I truly appreciate the writing to be that decent. I didn't even watch Don Da Don, so I can't say much. I know a lot of people liked it, and good for them. I just never watched it yet. Alright. But yeah, treat yourself. Apothecary Diaries is definitely worth it if you like story and you like detectives. But if you like sassy, sarcastic women. Alright. Have a good night, man. I'll see you around. Okay. I'm gonna set him down. I'm gonna let that orange dry so I can see what happens. Oh, you will? Okay. Fair enough then. Because what I want him to get started on next while he dries, so I'm gonna let that finish drying for a bit. I want to get started on getting this one's dress done. Because I've been beyond stoked to get started on her. Oh shoot, it is late. Yeah, for me it's only 2:12 in the afternoon right now. So we got some time zone differences here. Ugh. Da-da. Okay. Really? Shoot. I know I'd kill for some of that. I barely get a day off with where I work. However, granted, I chose the wrong industry to take to work in to take massive holidays, because that is not an option for me for the most part. Ugh. Okay. Let's start. Granted, since we're on the topic of anime, and I will. Oh, I would imagine. I would imagine. I will say, though, on the topic of anime, if there's one that I will shout to the high heavens that I want people to watch that few people have, one of my personal favorites that you have to be willing to look over the animeisms would be it would be Aquarion Evol. I liked that one a lot. I thought that was fun, but I don't know too many people who've actually seen it. But I think it's fun. Working 9 to 7. I mean, 9 to 5s are nice. I do appreciate. I remember when I used to work a 9 to 5, and I liked the hours. Right now, I work 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And that's makes it a little difficult when I don't have days off to really do anything with my friends. Because just because everybody else is working in the mornings and I work at night. I mean, 8 hours is a lot, but I've done 10 and 12-hour shifts before. And so, it can be a lot, but that's just how things go. Just depends on what you do for a career path and how you work at it. Today, right now, it's Friday. I'm on the west coast of the U.S., so for me, it's Friday at, what was it again? 2:16 p.m. However, today's my last day off before I have to get back to work tomorrow. Yep. Ta-da. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I normally stream on my days off because I've got the time. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up, head off to work, and go to the gym, and then I'm just going to go to sleep. I don't really stream. Like, I stream on my days off. I'm not an everyday streamer. Not yet, at least, just because I really just don't have a good schedule. Ta-da. But if I do stream tomorrow, it'll probably be if I can't go to sleep, which would be awful if I can't go to sleep because I have to wake up even earlier because I got to go to church and do my church responsibilities. Oh yeah, no, I get these gloves at work for free just because I have to carry a bunch of them in my pocket at all times. And it helps me immensely just not having to even pay for these things. Oh. Besides, with acrylic paints like these, it doesn't take a whole lot of scrubbing to really get all the paint off whenever I do get paint on me, because that's definitely happened a few times. Feel free to guess. I welcome any and all guesses. I'll also say it if you can't guess it. No, no, no. I am not smart enough for that. No, that is definitely not it. Nope, not even a doctor. I respect them, but I do not like the living enough to help them. I work with old people. Nope, not dentist. You're giving me too much credit to my smarts. Gotta think more entry level with that doesn't require a degree. Nope. I am a caregiver at an assisted living facility. So essentially it's like a retirement home, but for people who don't need too much help, just a little bit. Yeah, like I said, you were guessing stuff that's actually requires being smart to do. I do all I got to do is get some drinks, do laundry, and occasionally help somebody with a shower. That's really what my job is. Okay. Man, I am struggling to get some paint in that crevice. Okay. Where's my angle brush? Yeah? I mean, fair enough. That's just how things go sometimes. It has its ups, it has its downs. I enjoy living here. But a part of me does wish I had stayed when I was living in Mexico. If I'd been able to stay, that would have also been... My life would definitely be different from where it is now. But I would have enjoyed it too. But... That's just how it goes with anybody learning a foreign language. Some people take to it really easily because when you're doing the foreign language study classes, they give you the most basic crap ever, that it's fairly easy to get it down. Like, I never failed. I don't like the French language, but when I was forced to take a French class, I never got below an 80% on any of my tests or quizzes. But English, for the more in-depth studies and stuff, there were times where I would struggle. I liked writing essays, but being dyslexic, reading comprehension can get a little difficult from time to time because I will definitely misread the wrong thing. I'm not smart. I just have certain subjects I'm good at. Languages were one I was always decent at, but math, that is never a skill I could do. I always struggled with math, but history and languages are what my forte was. That's all I was ever good at. Much to the chagrin of my own mother, because she would have preferred me to be much smarter. Okay. I think I'm gonna... Oh yeah, no. I make 16 bucks an hour, so I don't make a whole lot of money. Like, I make it a decent amount, but in my area, mind you, my area, you need a bunch of money if you actually want to live decently. I get by, but I could not afford to buy a house with the amount of money I make right now. 16 an hour in where I live just doesn't work. It helps, but could definitely be better. Could also be worse. I'm just thankful to have a job. Last year I spent 8 months between jobs, and that was absolute hell. Well, it depends on the area you're in if it's expensive or not. The place where I live has insanely high income tax, and so before I get paid, they take a bunch of money out of my paycheck and then pay me afterwards. And so it's a little bad just in my area, because when you gotta live with, I think I'm at a 23 or 24% income tax from the state alone. So if I make $100, I'm really getting like 78 or so. So it's just the local government being weird and deciding income tax was the way to go. I love the USA. I love my area. Hate the government with a passion. But I'm pretty sure that's the majority of Americans. Oh yeah, taxes are crazy, but people decided taxes were how governments worked. So we got to deal with that nonsense. Because I will go full Ayn Rand and just simply ask, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his own brow? But laissez-faire capitalism is definitely... It's got its own problems, but it's definitely how I would do things if I could. But such is life. And such are things. Honestly, that's just how things are. That's just how it is. Well, I'm also starting out from... I've got a small audience where I barely upload, so the algorithm doesn't do much for me. I started my channel years ago, but I did anime reviews and media reviews in general. So the painting thing is relatively new. I have been getting an insane amount of subscribers since I started doing my paint streams, though. Like, starting this, like, last night's stream I got 5 subscribers, which is insane for me. And so I was really excited about that. Takes a while, but you got to work up and find your audience. And once you find them, you just got to work for it. Everybody's got things they got to do. And I'm just thankful for the small success I have had. Because, sure, I'm not that big of a streamer, but I've got a discount code for a drink website that some people do use. And I immensely appreciate everybody who uses it, because that gives me extra cash just so I can afford to buy more minis and more paint, because that's really all that I allocate those funds for is people support me in my content, I'll make more content. So I just work with that for now. Can add a little bit more trim there. Kind of. I started this year. I never painted a single model until my friend bought me, hold on, let me grab him. For Christmas last year, my friend bought me this guy, where he came with his own set that you would just grab paint out of these pots and then you just paint them. Turns out I really liked painting, so I decided to keep working on it. So started with him, then I bought a couple of these guys because I like doing editor caps for my encounters in D&D, and then I just kind of continued from there because I just really liked them. From there, just been working on getting stuff like for NPCs. I wanted a Kenku warband just to antagonize my players with, so I got some of these guys. And the past few streams I'd been painting my Warhammer minis because I was really trying to, because I have been into Warhammer for quite a few years. I've been reading the books, playing some of the video games, so I want to get some minis for the tabletop. But thank you kindly. Most of my minis I've been posting on TikTok, and that has gotten me a lot of followers and attention as well, just by posting minis that I've painted up. So, you know, that's just how it goes. But I've definitely been enjoying it, because this is all stuff I started this year, but so far I've enjoyed it a lot. It's relaxing. Oh, I plan to. However, those are also fairly expensive. Like, for example, this mini right here will take me a few hours to paint. It costed me like $5. The typical unpainted anime figure I found costs like $50-$20. So I plan to get and paint my own anime figures eventually, but it's going to take a while. Especially because some of the anime figures that I want are for characters that don't really have official figures. So I want to go online to find some STL files to print off and paint. It is, yeah. But that's just how it goes. Because if I had a choice, I would definitely like to get, from Overlord, I want to get a Shaltir Bloodfallen figure. Because she was my favorite character from Overlord, and I've found some places that sell unpainted variations of her. So I want to get one of her. I want to get one for Rhaenyra from Everyday Life with Monster Girls, because Monster Musume is one of my favorite anime. I mean, I do call myself Degenerate Quail. And then just some stuff from Macross. I mean, that might help me make smarter decisions if I looked at it that way, but I kind of just try to see everything more as investments, because the more I buy and paint, like, if recently, every time I've started streaming, I've gotten at minimum one new subscriber per paint stream. That I kind of just see it as this is an investment to build up a channel and just to kind of move my hobby forward. I learn some skills, I get things done, and I just work towards it. Mostly just because I feel like it can be depressing at times to look at things and go, it'll cost me X amount of time of my life. Because sure, I'll say the time is well spent because this helps me relax at the end of the day. But sometimes when you just have those moments of self-reflection and you're thinking of mortality, it can get to you. Thank you kindly. Again, I do appreciate it. Yeah. That's just how it's been recently. Goodness gracious. I should probably just... I want to do more. Wait, I can do purple for the body. Okay. I can do that much. I'm going to set her down for a second. I'm going to get some purple out. Okay. Really? I haven't actually played that game. I had a few friends tell me that it was actually really good. I just don't have a PC that I can play it. Or else I probably would have given it a shot. For the most part, the only game I've really been playing right now has been Advance Wars by Web, which is just Advance Wars, but the illegal version that has an online tournament that people play against each other on. Because I grew up playing Advance Wars and I loved it a lot. So when I found out, hey, there's an online version of it that people structure to be like chess, yeah, I immediately jumped on and started playing. Definitely not the best, but it's kind of really the only game I have been playing recently. Thankfully, my gamer rage has never broken anything of mine. I've definitely punched trees. I have punched a tree, but I've never broken anything, and I'm hoping to keep that streak. Because gamer rage is absolutely real, and I am not going to lose money because of it. Not fair. However, any casualty to gamer rage is still a casualty, and I am doing my best to not lose anything. Because that is, of all the things, that is one of the things that I'm trying to avoid. Because I've definitely had gamer rage in the past. But that's also why I stopped playing online games, because goodness gracious, playing things like Overwatch and Paladins when you've got a bad team just kills the fun. I don't mind playing games where you have to have a team and you work co-op, but I can't do the competitive stuff. I can't be silly. I want to be silly. I need to be dumb. I need to make jokes. Yeah, no, I straight up... I think I don't even remember how... what happened beforehand. I was just mad, and as I was walking out of my house, I just punched the tree that was right by the door. No, I think I remember now. I think I was salty because when back in the day in like 2017 and 2018 when I played Overwatch, I was a support main and I was just tired. I think I had like some teammates who were just running to die and expecting me to heal them through the impossible, and I just could not deal with it because like that was a moment of gamer rage for me because I don't like playing DPS. I like playing tank or support. And you're playing support and you've got people who are demanding heals but they're running out into the open and getting shot. It's like, I can heal you, but I can't heal stupid. You gotta, if you want me to heal you, get back and cover. I might. For now, most of the games I've really been playing right now is Zenless Zone Zero and then Advance Wars by Web, and then a few Pokemon ROM hacks on my phone. Been trying to keep it simple, trying to get through, because I don't really have a whole lot of time to play video games. Because if I play games, then I can't really paint that much, and the autism in me demands I paint more and more. Yeah, Zenless Zone Zero, it's a Chinese gacha game. However, I liked it because I liked how well animated everything was with the characters. And also, the game is an absolute meme. Like, the creators and the devs who program everything, they know exactly the kind of audience they need to curate. Because there are memes galore that are referenced in that series. But the character writing, the character dynamics, the story, it's all been pretty good so far, so I've enjoyed it. I've definitely spent more money than I anticipated on it, which is why I've been very careful whenever I've played recently to play when I'm broke, so that way I cannot whale extra money. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh hey Crab, what's up? Been a hot minute, how you doing, man? You have. And yeah, I played Genshin Impact back in 2020 to 2021. I kind of stopped playing Genshin Impact just because it was cool. I got some good pulls on some characters because I was free to play at the time. But I just kind of fell out of interest because I got to a decent high level. I think I was 50 or 60. But I just didn't like the grind because combat felt... I don't like combat where everything is a bullets, like a health sponge. No, that's fair. My whole thing is, if I'm playing a game, I want to be able to... I don't want to dwell for 15 minutes on a trash mob. If it takes me 5 to 10 minutes to kill like a regular common enemy, that's just... It's just off-putting to me. I don't know. I don't like it too much. And yeah, welcome, Crab. It's been... Glad you can make it. Just been trying to get this one painted up. Well, I've been trying to get quite a few painted up. However, trust me, I am well aware my characters were not built well, but I just didn't want to put in the effort to build my characters that much. I had Ningguang and Diluc for the majority of my party. I didn't like Barbara after they changed her voice lines to make her sound sad. When she was happy and peppy, it was so refreshing. But then having emo Barbara with Diluc and Ningguang, that's just a weird party. And then I put Noelle on because I liked Noelle's design and I needed somebody to mine with. Yeah, that sounds about right. That came. Arlecchino came out, I think, a few years after I quit. Like, I got close to playing Genshin again. Yeah, so Crab, we were talking about Genshin Impact, the Chinese mobile game. I used to play it back in 2020 to 2021, but I kind of just fell out of favor with it because I did not want to put in the effort to build my characters well. And so instead, I switched to Zenless Zone Zero because, goodness gracious, that game called to me. It's got fun animations, good characters, fun writing, and the combat requires you to do more than just build a character well. You also have to actually pay attention with parry mechanics, and I do appreciate that quite a bit. Yeah. What I need to do is paint the actual human part of her as well to balance it out. But it's also going to take a while once everything's done. ESO. I'm trying to remember what ESO is. Gosh dang it. Because I know that's an acronym. I've heard it before. Gosh dang it, what is it? I'm struggling. I can't even remember what that stands for now. Elder Scrolls, that's... Gosh dang it. How did I forget that one? From the man, the myth, the legend, it just works. Todd Howard. How did I forget? Okay. Really? You've never heard of Elder Scrolls Online? That is... Gosh, that game series is a meme and a half thanks to Skyrim. Yeah, I've heard that game is a massive grind. Never had the chance to play it, but I considered it for a while. Okay. Yeah, Skyrim is just part of the series. Like, Skyrim came from the Elder Scrolls series. It's just... Elder Scrolls Online is a game that I know that I have a lot of friends who played quite a bit of it. I played Skyrim a little bit. He probably wasn't, but anything to do with the Elder Scrolls series, I'm going to think of Todd Howard just because of the meme of, it just works, guys. It just works. We don't know how it works, but it just works. And that's all I attribute to that entire series too. Probably not good for the series, but that's just how I see it. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to try. I want to get something on the energy weapon because I still have this primed and I should get some of it done. Because Diluc and Ningguang were my only DPS. And I played again, this was during 2020, 2021. So there was a lockdown and stuff in the US. So I had a lot of time. Yeah, now you kind of see what I mean by Genshin Impact was nothing but a grind for me. Not because just because that was my main DPS outside of Ningguang, and you don't get a lot of reactions when you have the Geo types. Fair, fair. If there is a game I wanted to play right now, it would probably be No Man's Sky, because my computer died a few years ago and I haven't been able to play it. But gosh dang it, No Man's Sky was so fun to play. I absolutely love that game. That as soon as I can upgrade to a new computer, I am absolutely playing. I'm probably going to do a whole stream for No Man's Sky just to be like, okay, let's see what I've missed out on, because there have been a bunch of updates. I mean, that's fair. Ningguang is a fun DPS if you don't mind not interacting with the alchemy system in Genshin. Because her entire thing is, with the Geo stuff, is you just get shields. And her ability is she builds like this little curtain wall barrier so that projectiles don't hit you through it. So you can just spam that and you don't get hit by projectiles thrown by your enemies. That's kind of her whole thing. So she might be a DPS, but she's a very defensive focused DPS. And so, again, between her and Diluc being my DPS, getting through that was just a grind. That kind of want to dry brush it a little bit. I know the name. I can't put a face to that character from the series. I think it's a character. I don't even remember. It's been so long. Okay. Which blue? Blue water. Oh no. Hydro. Gosh dang it. Gosh, Genshin and Hydro characters. Because I remember Barbara. I remember the kid, like the bookworm kid who had a sword. That's all I remember right now. Also, gosh dang, this model does not want to take primer at all. Look at that. That is gonna be a pain to paint later. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. Well. Are the Hydro characters telling you have been days spinning around? Oh boy. Well, long as he's fun to play and he's actually good, that's always good to have. Thanks. Just wanted to get the metal parts outlined properly so it sticks away from the wood. Yeah. No, I fully understand that. That's kind of why, when it comes to gacha games, I live and die by my first 5 or so pulls if I actually play the game. because with Zenless Zone Zero, one of the first people I pulled was Corin. And Corin was an absolute mood as the girl failure maid that's based off Frankenstein. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm sticking with this. She's fun. And I was able to get enough pulls to build an entire team around her. Oh, yeah. No, that's also a thing. It's a great character, but the stats are garbage. Yeah, that... I know that feeling. Granted, that's, I think, like, a lot of people for Pokemon in a nutshell. Oh, ZZZ definitely has fan service. Don't get me wrong. I call myself Degenerate Quail because I unironically like it, and I am not going to be ashamed in telling people, yeah, I think fan service can be fun. I like it in some of my stuff. Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Gosh, I haven't even played a Mortal Kombat game in so long. I've lost track of some of the characters. Because I know I got some new ones in. Because back when I did play fighting games, I originally started with, what you call it? Running in ZZZ is the fun part, though. Because you get some cool stuff in those animations. Right. Okay, now I'm remembering Melina. Yeah. Because I played Soul Calibur on the GameCube growing up. That's what I had for a fighting game. Soul Calibur 2 is probably my favorite fighting game because it had a mixture of fan service, good characters, and characters that are actually fun to play. The only character, because when I was a kid, that was banned at the house was Taki, because gosh dang it, that woman had extra physics. I swear. Yeah, fair enough. For fighting games, I've really played like a Mortal Kombat. I don't even remember which one. I played Soul Calibur 2, and then I've played Pokken Tournament, which I enjoy Pokken Tournament, but not a lot of people play it, so I don't know a lot of things. Hey, that's just how it goes, man. Sometimes you just go, I don't know much, but conversation's lit, so I'm going to keep talking and see how things go. Because I definitely don't understand everything I say half the time anyway. It's nerds being nerds. That's all we need. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I usually listen too, but depending on the series or the subject. And that's fair, I do appreciate it. Because I'm the kind of person where if nobody's talking in chat, I'm going to be very silent. But if somebody is speaking, I can bounce off and go back and forth with them. I'm a very reactive streamer. I'm not very active on that part. I created my whole YouTube channel specifically so I could talk about things. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I can't. It feels so weird because I haven't had a console in so long. Ooh, yeah. Doom the Dark Ages looks interesting. Because Doom has always been a solid series that I definitely want to see what the new one turns into, because I've seen a little bit for it, and definitely has my interest. I try my best. I am a failed artist when it came to that, because back in the day when I was in school, I was studying drawing a bunch, because what I wanted to do when I got older was to do character storyboarding for either an animation or a film company, because I like storyboarding. I like the idea of getting a shot in perspective and how to make it work. Oh yeah. Hilarious enough, I had a conversation with my friend a few nights ago about the Bible, because I was a missionary for my church, and he was talking a little bit about he's been having a question of faith recently. So we got to talking a little bit about how things have been. And the one thing that I just suggested, which I did for everybody, was that, if you ever question it, I just say read it cover to cover. That will definitely put you on the right track for anything related to the Bible. Especially because when I was a missionary, my whole thing was I wanted people to read it, because a lot of people claim that they believe it, but few can say that they've read more than a handful of chapters. You know what? That's fair. Animation is a really cool industry that I wanted to get into, but my family was also able to convince me that starving artist is a thing, and I can do it in my free time if I wanted to do it as like a hobby. So that's kind of where I kind of just do art as a hobby to relax now, and it's been a different approach to life, but I've enjoyed it so far. But I've also been learning how to animate things myself so I could do it. Though, funny enough, when my friend and I were talking about the Bible a little bit, and one thing that we were talking about was the translations we use, because when I was living in Mexico, I started reading the Bible in Spanish as well as English, and I have a very odd like for it, because when I read the Bible, I tell people I read the King James Version, which was translated in the 1600s, and then in Spanish I read the Reina Valeria version, which was in the 1500s in Spain. And the reason why I do it is because with the King James Version, when they translated said Bible, the king ordered it so that all the priests who were translating would be separate in isolation, and they would translate. They'd get together once a month, go over the passages they'd translated, and if one of them was found to be very off, he was put to death and replaced to preserve the most accurate translation of the Bible possible. Of course, you can't do that nowadays, because that's definitely not ethical, but I appreciate the attempt at accuracy, and so that's why I read that version. But that's just my preference there. I also like the older English. Oh, good, sorry. I go off on bits of tangents whenever Christianity is brought up because I'm a former missionary. I spent a lot of years discussing that stuff. It was my job for a bit. Oh, absolutely, and I respect him for it. And yeah, for Freyren did a good job with mimics. That I definitely appreciate how they turned out. Also, oh boy, I'm gonna have to re-go over some of this. A bit more brass. This is not how I expected this stream to go, but I am not complaining because I was really excited when I got this mini. However, this guy's taking forever that I need to go back with a plan and figure out how to use that orange more, because the jack-o'-lantern night is definitely not jack-o'-lanterning tonight. Yeah, sure. I'm always down for suggestions for anime. What you got? Oh, yeah? Well, I appreciate hearing that crap. I really do. I will watch it. I do have an entire channel like this channel was originally dedicated to me watching and ranting about anime. So I will absolutely watch it. Oh, the Devil May Cry one. Okay. I've been hesitant. Because I have seen Gurren Lagann. I liked Gurren Lagann a lot when I watched it. The Devil May Cry anime I've been hesitant to watch because I like the Devil May Cry series. But Adi Shankar is, I do not like his writing style. But if you're suggesting it, I did say I'd watch it, so I will definitely watch it. There are two of them. There's one that was made, I think, was it 2015 or was it 2013? There was one that was from like the 20-teens that came out, and I had heard of it, but I'd never actually paid the time to look into and actually watch it. And then there's a new one coming out on Netflix that I'm like, Ah, that's right. Yeah, I think that was 2014 now, if I'm remembering correctly. Gosh, that feels forever ago. Okay. I think I can call the main brass done. I just need to go back and get the wood back down. I'll have to give it a shot because I haven't seen a whole lot, but I know that it will be good if I do actually commit to watching it. "8 years is diabolical." That's just how it goes. I'm already 25, so I feel old whenever anything from the 20-teens is mentioned as, oh man, that's old, or it was a while ago. It's like, man, I do not need this kind of remembering right now. Because I know I'm only going to feel older, but at least I feel young when I talk to the old people on my job. Really, I am? Gosh dang. Come to think of it, I never actually knew what your age was. I just hoped and assumed you were an adult every time I talked with you. Gosh dang it. Ah, gotcha. Oh gosh dang it, both of you are making me feel older. Ah. I need to pick up an extra shift at work so I can feel young again. Grandpa's turning to ash. Don't worry about it. I won't remember how to work a VCR. I'm just teasing. If I was truly old, it'd be bad. Because if I was older than where I'm at with how much money I'm making, I'm not liking that idea. Trust me, I may not be old, but I feel old. Since I was 22, I've had to use a cane to walk around with. So there are definitely days where I feel exceptionally old. Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. Oh, man. I knew I was missing a spot down here. The thing is, I did have a limp, and so I did walk around like him with my cane. Because technically that's not the correct way to walk with a cane, but so I prefer to walk around like that sometimes. Really just depended on how my leg was feeling. You know what? If I ever cut my hair, I'll do a house cosplay. I'll commit to the bit if I cut my hair. Because I've barely even seen... The most of House I've ever seen is clips from YouTube Shorts. I really haven't actually watched an actual episode of House. You might be waiting a while, because the deal I made with my parents is I'll cut my hair when I find a woman worth cutting my hair for. I mean, I've posted my face a few times before. I just don't record my face just because I don't normally do it. It's just extra work, and I wanted to kind of meme around with a self-insert character to continue drawing. Because when I was a teenager, I spent years learning how to draw, and now I wanted to learn how to do digital art. Well, the only faces I got around here are, here, wait, I got a face I can reveal. One sec. Say hello to the face of this series. My snacks. Not sponsored, by the way. I should clarify, not sponsored by peanut butter M&Ms. I just have an obsession. And yes, it has to be a real person. Oh, and don't worry. It probably will take a while, because I am not actively looking for love. I have fun, I go out, I talk with people, but I'm not pursuing it. If it happens, it happens, but I ain't exactly trying to make it happen. Yeah, no, because I would have finished him in 20 minutes if I wasn't painting. But I gotta bring it because I'm taking those with me when I go disc golfing with a few friends later today. Oh no, I'll straight up do the house cosplay when I cut my hair. When the time comes, and if I do cut my hair, I will do it. Oh, absolutely. I call myself Degenerate Quail for quite a few reasons. You don't play ZZZ without having a little bit of degeneracy in you. Especially when your favorite character is Corrin, of all people. Corrin is my favorite. I do like Bernice a lot. Rena's fun as well. But then Lycon is the reason why I stayed, because I really liked his gameplay. And also Butler. Butlers are cool. See, you know what I mean. Corin from ZZZ is a maid. Oh, sorry. She is a maid based off of Frankenstein. And so in her lore and her story, she went through she had to take a life-altering surgery to get over a debilitating disease that gave her inhuman strength, and she's covered in scars and stitch marks all over her body. She's freakishly strong, though. I like her, and she's really good for boss rushes because when you stun an enemy, her circular buzzsaw continues to do damage on stunned enemies. But so, Corrin's my favorite. Bernice is just insane and nothing but memes. And then Lycon is just the wolf butler that I enjoy a lot. Yeah. Okay, I think I can call most of this done. I just need to get some red on that heart. Gosh dang it, we've been talking about ZZZ so much that I've got ZZZ music stuck in my head now. I've got the Endless Construction song going off in my head, and I really... If I was allowed to play music on YouTube, this would be hilarious. Oh shoot, what the heck is happening there? Turn that off. Oh gosh, that's awful. What the heck did I... Alright, so we're gonna ignore that happened. Yeah, that was a bad green screen effect. I didn't realize that was in YouTube for their streaming stuff. So, that's annoying, but makes sense. I think... Okay. The red's drying. I want to get a little bit more pink in this. Okay. Part of me just need to mix some more pink into my red. See if I can get a better fleshy color. No, I'm the same way, man. That's why I may be cringe, but I am free. Okay. we gotta do some lore exposition here. Yeah, Yeah, my phone's getting there. I'm gonna have to end the stream soon just because my phone's struggling to keep up with everything. So I think I'm gonna finish this guy up later. Just because there's not much more I can do about that. Once my camera gets like this, I just gotta call it a quits. So if it held for another 15 minutes, what I was planning on doing was I was going to get some like blood for the blood god out so that way I could get the teeth dotted and get a little bit of blood around and on the heart just to make it a bit more dramatic. But I think I'm going to leave my mimic there. I also need to get some pink on the hearts because he loves you. Then I think I need to get that, so. Alright, good night, man. Take care now. Yeah, that's really all the progress we've made today on these minis, so I think I'm going to call that there. So, thanks everyone for joining in. I do apologize that my camera's freaking out at the end, but hope everyone has a good day, good night, wherever you are, and I hope I see some of you again. Till then, take care.